In this video, we'll be working through the question you see on the screen from the 2023 Ordinary Level Maths Leaving Cert. I recommend you try the question before watching, and if you get stuck anywhere, feel free to ask for help in the comments. I will do my best to get back to you. Check out my channel for a playlist with all the other questions. This is question 6 from paper 2, and this question revolves around parallelograms. The first question, part A, gives us this drawing of a parallelogram with a base length 8 and a slope height here of 6. The side is 6 and the bottom is 8 basically. And the angle here is 130. And they ask us to draw that. Now the first thing I would do is fill in everything I know on this rough drawing here. For example, parallelogram means the sides have to be the same. So that's 8 and 8. The other side has to be the same. If they told us it's parallelogram, it has to be like that. Opposite angles have to be the same. That has to be 130. Adjacent angles need to add to 180. Or we can just even show that by continuing this line across here. This angle must equal this angle, 130. 130, this must add up to 180 is 50, and opposite angles are 50. Or again, the rule for parallelograms is adjacent angles must add to 180. So either way, we should be able to fill in all of these numbers. Okay, next part, the real part of the question is, they asked us to draw it or construct it. Construct a parallelogram. That means draw it carefully. Be accurate, be exact. I'm not going to be able to do it here on the whiteboard. I don't have you really need a compass for this. Actually, the only thing you need is a compass, but a protractor is also useful. I'll show you how to do it both ways. I don't have one, so I'll have to just roughly show you what you would do. Okay, first thing we can easily do is get AB. They start us off with a line. You get a compass, you measure out 8 centimeters on the compass, and you mark it off there. Make sure to show them where you're doing that. Don't just put a dot. Make sure to show them the little arc there. Help the examiner. Remember, they are not in the exam with you. Help them see what you're doing. And then you can put in a dot and you have A and B. Okay, let me show you the easy way first. The way most of you should probably just do it is just get your protractor and get the angle of 130. So you don't need to know that's 50. Or you can get the angle of 50 here. Should be the same. Notice on your protractor 130 and 50. Should write both numbers at the same spot. Anyway, put your protractor here. Remember what a protractor is, a big semicircle, something like this. Put it here and mark off 130. Put a little dot there and put a line through it. Or roughly through it. Then get your compass and get 6 centimeters. So measure 6 centimeters out on your compass and put a mark off there. Okay, next then you get your compass still with the 6 centimeters and you put a rough line there. And then you get one with 8 centimeters. Put it here and mark off roughly there. Apologies, again, my drawing is not going to be too good. We'll pretend I did it roughly right there. So this should be 8 centimeters long, this should be 6, this should be 8, this should be 6. And that's it, you're done. If you want to do it without a protractor, if you're curious, you would have to do a little bit of maths first. You would need the length of one of the diagonals. So if I just draw that quickly, this here, if this was 6, 8, let me put it in here, A, D, B, this is 8, this is 6, and this angle is 30. You can do a bit of trigonometry and find out any length you want, so you should be able to find out what this length is here. Get it to a decimal place or something. Put it on a compass. Let me just start this again and show you quickly. I would get a compass 8 marked there. I would get a compass of 6 marked there. I would, whatever the answer of this was, I would put on a compass marked there, and I have that. I would then get 8, I would get 6, and I would have my whole drawing with just a compass and a bit of maths. But again, you could use a protractor. I expect most of you would use a protractor there. Okay, let me rub this off and we'll do part B. Okay, in part B, they give us another parallelogram. We have an angle here of 100, and this angle, we don't fully know it. They tell us it's 2x minus 30,
and this angle, they tell us it's x plus 3y. So basically find what x and y is. And let me just first draw this parallelogram again. And this time though, let me put the real numbers in. Because they tell us that's 100. I know that's 100. They tell us this is 100. I know this is 80. So really we just have some simple formulas here, some simple equations. Instead of 2x minus 30, it's 100. They're equal to each other. So 2x minus 30 is equal to 100. And that's what the examiner wants you to know there. They want you to see this and say it has to equal this. They're the same. And then you can just solve this and add 30 to both sides. We get 130. Divide both sides by 2. We get 65. That's the answer for x. X is equal 65 degrees. Very similar for this guy. We get x plus 3y has to equal 80. It has to add up to 180. So that has to be 80. Instead of x, we now know the answer is 65. So 65 plus 3y has to equal 80. Let's take 65 from both sides. We get 3y is equal to 15. Divide both sides by 3. We get y is equal to 5. And that's the answer for part B. And then for part C, I can just do that straight away because it's the most difficult question because you have to justify your answer. Students hate doing this. They simply ask you true or false. Every square is a parallelogram. Let me quickly draw a square so we're all on the same page. Every square is a parallelogram and the answer to that is true. So you just tick the box that says true. Then the difficult part is justify your answer. So how do you justify that? A square looks like this. Right angles are 90 degrees all sides. A square is a parallelogram, and you'd write something like this. A square is a parallelogram because the sides equal each other. Opposite sides equal each other. Or you could say opposite angles equal each other. Yeah, that'd be it really. Either of those answers or both of them. And remember, whenever they ask you to justify, write as much as you want. If you write something wrong, they're not going to take marks away. All you need is something in that writing to be correct. So just talk about what you know about squares. What do you know about squares? All angles are 90 degrees. Write about what you know about parallelograms. Opposite angles equal. Sides, the opposite sides are equal. If you had wrote all of those things, just what you know about parallelograms, what you know about squares, you would have got full marks there. If you ticked the true box. Okay, I hope that answers your questions. If you have any follow-up questions, put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.